What's up YouTube, JP here. So got the C10, we got the front clip back off up in the air for now. Got the motor mounts placed. I did end up having to, I believe, flip those brackets on the engine side of those motor mounts. I think I had them backwards. So we're just going to stab this thing in for fitment. We're going to get that transmission cross member fitted and get this thing set in there for temporary use. Check this out, guys. One LQ4 and a C10. So got to do the transmission cross member now, but exhaust clears nicely. Motor mounts are all in loose. This one's pretty close, but it clears. So, like I said, all these are loose, so I can actually move. These are all the way down, so I can actually lift up and tighten these down, and it'll give me another little bit of clearance. But we're going to get that transmission cross member going now. And now I just have a jack under it, but there you guys go. We got factory LQ AC compressor, fits in there beautifully. Power steering fits in there beautifully. So gearbox is here, so we'll just adapt all that to work together. What's up, guys? We're back. I had to take a break. I didn't get it finished the night before I left for a quick vacation, so it's a couple days later. Got this thing up on the rack because I ran into, when I was doing the transmission mount, this random bent shield. It looks like it bolts up onto the frame, so I gotta get to those bolts, get that shield out of there. But I'll put the links in the description on the parts I bought. But you can see, again, the motor mounts themselves are still finger loose on the brackets, so they can still slide up or down. But here is that eBay oil pan. Nice clearance. Try to get in there so you guys can see. I believe it, from what I've read, it's a 5.5 quart, so instead of the normal 6 quarts, it's a half a quart less. But you can see there's clearance on the exhaust. This is roughly where the transmission's gonna sit. This exhaust is even more clear. Again, all this is clear here. See the gap under the pan. factory location for power steering. So I'll put the link in the description. Like I said, I got the entire kit for, well, it's not a kit. I mean, I bought them individually, but it was like 600 and something bucks total. Exhaust, oil pan, transmission cross member, motor mounts, everything. So I'll put the link in there. Don't know if the prices have gone up since, but we're gonna get this shield out of the way. I am going to have to, because my exhaust is, Flowmasters is all welded, so I'm just gonna hack them here and here for now, and I'll have those adapted to the new exhaust. Leave the rear section of the exhaust in because I'm happy with it. So we're gonna have to hack this, and then we'll start getting that cross member in. So we'll put you back on time lapse. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing here. So looks like that thing is pretty dead center. I just cross tightened 2 of the bolts on both brackets, make sure this one was squared. Then here, make sure about the same amount past those washers there, so we know this bracket is squared. When it's like that, this one bolt fits the bolt that's already there from the factory frame. So that's how you know you're squared. So one side of the bracket there, you put the bracket in, put some bolts in loosely just to line this up, and then you're going to make yourself, there's my 2 red marks there, and then my other mark, what I'm going to do on this bottom side is, let me turn you up, right like that. on this bottom side, since I know my bracket's going in this way, like so. Now where my hole lines up there. So there we go. So this is the way I had it mounted right here. What I'm going to do is I want to make sure that these bottom ones, since those are the ones I'm working with, are spaced properly. So I'll just flip this and take my Sharpie, and we're going to mark this here for that second hole we need to drill. So okay, here's a kind of a rough estimate. I ended up just tightening these two. That's the hole I drilled. I'm gonna get a extended drill bit, a long one, go through these exact holes to drill these holes. So I looked, they're perfectly lined up. So if I get a long drill bit, I can use this hole as the guide hole to drill the top two. So I'm gonna get one of those here for now. I just put the spare bolts in these extra holes so I don't lose them. Tightened two of everything on each side. These are just finger tight, but that looks nice and square. All right, you guys, threw the front clip back on here. That concludes episode 3 of the 1976 C10 LQ4 LS swap. We'll go ahead and show you kind of how it looks in the engine bay. Again, everything's loose, but there you guys have it. If you look, let me get the camera straight. If you look here, the motor's leaning a little bit to the left, which those mounts on the cross member are loose. So I'll pull this side up, tighten them down, and let that side sink, because I have room to play on each side. So that'll sit it kind of straight back in there. So, but yeah, there you guys go. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and follow for more builds.